Hey guys, this is an introduction to the video series that I'll be creating. In this video series, I'm going to teach you the basics of programming. So how to run a program, how to write a program, what a program typically looks like. The language we'll be using is called processing. It's not a professional programming language, but people have used this language to build a lot of amazing things. It's very useful for quickly creating a graphical based application. So programs that draw stuff or has pictures or manipulate pictures. Processing is it's very similar to Java. It's actually a wrapper for Java. You don't have to know what that is. It's based off of the Java programming language. Java is sort of like um, it's one of those languages that most people use, and it's used in a professional environment. So knowing how watching these videos and by learning processing, you will know how to transition into learning Java if that is in your future. Um, for these videos, I hope that you pay attention. I ask that you pay attention as I discuss a concept, and um, at some point I will be discussing code, and I might have to type things out. Please don't type along with me. Wait until after I have finished discussing the concept, and um, wait until after I've fully explained the code, and make sure you understand the code and what I'm saying before you press pause and then doing your own thing. Um, after I after you go through a video, you want to keep that concept fresh in your mind, and the best way to do that is to um, practice what I've discussed with you in the video on your own. So um, tr- try not to play the video as you're doing it, because it's a good exercise on recollecting the concepts that we went over. Um, in this series, particularly, the concepts that I'll teach you, once you understand it, you'll keep it with you um, pretty much for the rest of your programming career. If you're planning to be a serious programmer, or if after this video series, you develop an interest for programming. Um, what I'm teaching you is very generic, and it'll carry on as you learn more programming languages and as you learn more about computer programming. Um, it's also important to after you practice the concepts, it's important to create your own programs. Try different things. You'll often fail, but part of what a programmer does is he creates his own stuff. So once he understands the concept, he takes it and rolls with it. He creates programs um, that does stuff that he finds interesting, and along the way he'll make mistakes, and he'll the best thing to do when he makes mistakes or when he's stuck is to Google it. Um, most of the most of my knowledge comes from direct experience creating program, running it, and having the programs fail. Um, and I expect you to do the same. There's no getting around to it. If you want to learn how to ride a bike, you'll fall a couple of times before you understand what's going on. Programming is a lot more difficult than riding a bike. You'll fall all of the time, especially when you learn something new. But the nice thing about programming is that you won't hurt yourself badly. you can you can always recover when you write code that doesn't work. You can always delete your code, simplify things, and you can always rework your program so that you build your way up again. Um, whereas if you're biking or something, if you fall, you might break an arm and you have to wait 6 months. Programming, that's not an issue. You fail, that's alright. Just delete code, delete stuff until it works. Try out new things. Um, that doesn't mean that you should be reckless. You should definitely should know what when you're programming, when you're writing instructions for the computer, you should be aware of what your instructions do. Um, um, the last thing is that once you get into the habit of creating a program, um, be sure to share your code. So let others know what you're working on, and look for new code. Programming is not just about creating programs, but also about reading programs. It's a lot like reading and writing in language arts or in English, where you sort of um, understand programs by reading more programs. Um, it's a skill. Um, it's pretty much a literacy skill. It's computer programming literacy, so to speak. So if you don't do it, you will forget. And if you don't read code, you will sometimes get stuck and not know how to use some of the techniques that other people have used to solve a problem. And so, just by reading code, by sharing code, getting feedback on your code, it helps you grow as a programmer the same way that a musician grows by getting mentorship, like by practicing with other musicians or by having a teacher that teaches him new concepts. Um, but yeah, that's basically it. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me via my email. You'll probably have to ask for my email first, but yeah, just if you're a YouTube user or something, just shoot me a YouTube message.